On the cusp of a new century, a new millennium, the world is experiencing an unprecedented wave of reports of supernatural happenings. People insist they are being given divine messages, important messages, and in many cases, their claims appear to be supported by extraordinary events. Hello, everyone. I'm Giselle Fernandez. Tonight, we expose a range of these claims to science. And as we take you live around the world in our search for answers and subject these reported signs from God to thorough expert analysis, we invite you, the viewer, to take your place on the jury. Prepare to hear and see what until now cannot be explained. Prepare to witness those whose lives seem to be suddenly marked by signs from God. In a world where natural disasters increase in size and power, and mystical events seize every continent, join us for an investigation of divine consequences. Is this a warning for the new millennium, or predictable hysteria at century's end? Tonight, we take you to Mexico, where images weep and art suddenly flowers on the petal of a rose. And from Bolivia, you'll see a statue apparently painted in sorrow by its own blood, and a woman seemingly near death from the wounds of Christ's crucifixion. Are these and other phenomena a massive organized fraud, or the most important story of our time? Tonight, our experts examine what seems impossible. Is there an answer? What is the truth? What can you believe? Tonight, live, Signs from God, Science Tests Faith. Tonight, as Science Tests Faith, as we hear about those who believe they receive messages from God, we will be taking you live to a most exotic location, the city of Cochabamba in Bolivia, deep in the center of South America. Here we will meet Katya Revas, the most important subject of our investigation tonight. We will test her alleged visionary powers and observe extreme mystical phenomena in her house. We will also be taking you live to Forensic Analytical in Hayward, California, just outside of Oakland. We'll be getting results of samples taken from the wounds of an alleged stigmata and a statue which seems to bleed on its own. In Monterrey, Mexico, we will go live to the home of Mila Carrasco, where intricate religious images are said to suddenly appear on delicate rose petals. And we'll take you live to a laboratory at UC Davis to get the verdict of experts on the authenticity of those mysterious petals. We'll be talking with a veteran art curator and a noted botanist. And watching with us live from Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania, a Catholic Church authority, Father Peter Stravinskas. Welcome to Fox Studios in Los Angeles. The show you are about to watch was 7 years in the making. It is about people who did not in any way seek our attention, and it is about an internationally respected journalist who won their trust and found himself then changed in the process. His name is Michael Willesee. What an honor it is to work alongside you.
Thanks, Giselle.
I understand from all the noteworthy work that you've done over the years, where you're renowned for your skepticism and investigative abilities, this is not only different, this project we're about to see has been extraordinary for you.
It started 7 years ago for me through a lawyer who started this investigation, and I simply did not believe most of what he told me. A lot of things have happened since then. It's been an extraordinary journey, and I'd like our viewers to join us on that journey.
Get us started. Who are you going to introduce us to first?
Well, in fact, at first, this search for signs of God was less about faith and more about fraud. On 2 occasions, I investigated claims where miracles were said to be taking place, and both proved to be phony. Then about 12 months ago, I visited Bolivia. There, I was struck by a lack of ego, cult, or money-making, and I was impressed by a woman who seemed to be very special. In Bolivia, in the very center of the South American continent, lives a woman named Katya Revas. She is one of the chosen. She says she hears and sees Jesus and the Virgin Mary. Now, if Katya is telling the truth, then firstly, why her?
Cuando el Señor me habló, yo sí le pregunté al Señor, ¿por qué a mí?
I did ask the Lord, why me? And the Lord replied, if there were in the world a more needy person, a poorer and more wretched person than you, I would have chosen that person.
When we heard claims of supernatural phenomena taking place in Katya's house, we took our cameras to investigate. Almost immediately, a statue of the Virgin Mary began to weep oil. But if we thought this was astonishing, on our second visit, we were shocked into suspending belief. This is a simple framed print of Our Lady of Guadalupe. It hangs in Katya's hallway. But on March 25, 1999, something truly inexplicable occurred. We witnessed and filmed a gathering of thousands of coloured crystals on the image, bright and exquisite in their artistic formation, and no evidence of the hand of man. So there is more to Katya than her claims of heavenly messages. However, her past gives few clues of the happenings of today. Her childhood was relatively ordinary, and in adulthood, she was sometimes troubled, married 3 times, and not devoted to God. But in 1993, she found herself turning to prayer. Katya says it was the Virgin Mary who first spoke to her. Were you satisfied your sanity was okay?
Me asusté.
I was scared, and I thought I was sick and needed the help of a psychologist or a psychiatrist.
Katya asked herself why and for what purpose. The answer, she says, came from Jesus himself.
I asked, what do you want from me, my Lord? He said, be calm. What I need is to convey messages to humanity through you. This is why my mother has been preparing you.
Katya says she then started receiving messages from Jesus and writing them down. She writes in a beautiful but simple style about complex issues concerning life, spirituality, and theology. 9 books in all, and sometimes in languages unknown to Katya, like Polish, Greek, and Latin. All this from a woman who never finished high school. Her bishop took the exceptional step of approving her writings, giving them the imprimatur of the church. Katya was also assigned a spiritual director, Father Renzo Cecilo. As we continued to visit Katya at her home, the artistic glitter on the picture of Mary continued to grow and change. On the 3rd night, we noticed part of the image illuminated in the dark. We then bathed the image in a strong television light. The same area lit up into a brilliant phosphorus green. To us, a mystery, but to Katya it was simple, a gift from Jesus and a message. This was the womb of Mary, where he became man.
Well, already we are left with so many questions. But what I find remarkable is that this woman, Katya, doesn't even have a high school education, and she was able to write in so many different languages, including Greek.
Her writing's beyond our understanding. Katya writes non-stop, line after line, page after page, and it's theologically sound. It's intelligent, it's elegant, it's poetic, and in all these languages. Specifically, I said, how can you write in Greek when you don't even know the characters? And she said, quite simply, Jesus shows me these characters.
And they have been authenticated, you said in the piece, by the church.
Yes, her bishop has given her the imprimatur for her writings.
All right, we've set the scene, Michael, but already we have a lot of viewers out there who are watching and are already skeptical. What do you say to them?
Oh, look, I understand exactly where they're coming from. I was there, I was very skeptical, but I would just suggest they hold fire at least until the next segment, where we do test Katya, and the results are stunning.